Welcome to another video, the same every time, IGCSE Maths and GCSE Maths, looking at the questions that are the same every time, apart from the numbers. You can learn how to do them, you can practice them, get yourself into the marks, and you get yourself into the grades. We're looking at probability tree diagrams. And a typical exam question, they give us some information in the words here and a blank tree diagram, and they ask us to fill in as the first part of the question, complete the tree diagram. Well, in this case, I actually can't do anything until I read the words because they're not giving me any probabilities. But let's have a look at the words then. The probability that it will rain tomorrow is 5/8. So there we go. In the first branch of the tree diagram, it can either rain or not rain. So probability of rain, I'll fill that one in now. That's 5/8. Well, now that I've filled that in, I should know that the probability it does not rain will be 3/8 because I know that in a tree diagram, the probabilities on the pairs of branches add up to make 1. So 5/8, 3/8. Now, if it rains, the probability that Raphael walks to school is 1/6. So we're still on this part here. If it rains, the probability he walks to school is 1/6. And I can also now fill in this probability, 5/6. Does not walk to school. Now, if it does not rain, so I'm just here, if it does not rain, so there we are, does not rain, the probability that Raphael walks to school, so there's walks, is 7/10. So 7/10 there, so this probability must be 3/10. There's my tree diagram filled in. That's 3 marks for that one, isn't it? A little bit, a few more marks for that one because they're not giving us any information in the tree diagram at the beginning, but everything's there in the words. Just have to read the question. And if you've watched the previous videos, you know that at this stage I like to organize my thinking by writing down all of the possible options. So the first thing that can happen, rain and walk. So that's my first option, rain and walk. The second option, still up the rains branch there, but we're going along now the does not walk branch, so rain and does not walk, and then does not rain and walks, so rain and walks. Takes a few seconds to write down all these options, but it's worth doing to clarify everything in your mind. And then the last option, does not rain, does not walk, so that's not rain and not walk. Now, if you're really paying attention, you'll probably notice I just made a mistake there, didn't I? So going down this branch, does not rain, and up this branch is walk. So in fact, that should be not rain and walk, shouldn't it? So, well, it's worth saying, isn't it? You should always go back and check your own working out because it's very easy, especially in an exam situation, just to go wrong. So now that I've organized my thinking, the rest of it should be fairly straightforward. Calculate the probability that it will rain tomorrow and Raphael walks to school. So this is basically rain and walk. That's the probability that they want. So rain and walk is the top option there, isn't it? So rain tomorrow and walk to school. So multiplying, if we're going from left to right on our tree diagram, so that will be 5/8 multiplied by 1/6, so probability of rain and probability of walk, remembering that an and translates into a multiply, or just remember that if we're going along the tree diagram, we multiply. So 5/8 multiplied by 1/6, and that's going to give me, it's 5/48, isn't it? It doesn't simplify that one, so 5/48. Okay, so far so good. Right then, so the last question for 3 marks. Calculate the probability that Raphael does not walk to school. So this is why I have all my options written down, so I just look for the options that include not walking. So this option includes not walking, this option includes not walking. So there are only really two possible outcomes there where Raphael does not walk to school. So, going along the tree diagram, the first option is rain and not walk. So rain and not walk. So multiplying as we go along the tree diagram, that's 5/8 multiplied by 5/6. And then the second option is does not rain and does not walk. So there are two options where he does not walk. So does not rain and does not walk is 3/8 times by 3/10. So 3/8 times by 3/10. And remember, we must plus those together. Going down my options, really it's an or situation. So it's rain and not walking, or not rain and not walking. It's an or situation, so I add them together. If I'm going left to right on my tree diagram, I'm multiplying. Going down my options, I am adding. So 5/8 times 5/6 plus 3/8. Try this yourself on the calculator using your fraction button. 3/8 times 3/10. Right, I've got as my final answer 19/30. So that's the end of that question then. If that video was useful to you, then please press the like button. Please also subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much for watching. I will return in the next video.